Right now, your Android phone is doing things you never asked it to do. Scanning rooms, logging locations, feeding your behavior to advertisers. All of it running silently, on your battery, on your data, without a single notification. None of this required your consent. It was on by default the moment you powered the phone on. And the companies that chose those defaults had very specific reasons for doing so. This video is about finding every one of those settings and turning them off. If this is the kind of content you have been looking for, no fluff, no filler, just the mechanics of how your technology actually works, subscribe to Tech Reporter right now. Hit the bell. Now let's get into it. Start here. Your phone is broadcasting a signal right now, scanning continuously for Bluetooth and Wi-Fi devices nearby. Not because you asked it to, because nearby device scanning is on by default. It finds nothing most of the time and costs you battery the entire time. Go into Settings, then Connections, then More Connection Settings, find Nearby Device Scanning, and turn it off. 30 seconds. Done. That sounds minor. It isn't. Because the next setting reveals something much bigger about how Android is designed to operate behind the scenes. Before we go further, you need to understand something about how Android actually works, because it reframes everything that follows. Android passes through multiple hands before it reaches yours. Google builds the base, your manufacturer adds their layer, your carrier adds another. Each one embeds their own background processes, their own data pipelines, their own services running quietly on your device. By the time you turn it on, your phone is already working for 3 or 4 companies. You are just the one paying for it. And in a moment, you're going to see proof of that happening on your own device. Keep that in mind as we go through the rest of these. This one requires unlocking something manufacturers have deliberately hidden. To see what your apps are actually doing when you are not using them, you need developer options. Go to Settings, then About Phone, then Software Information, and tap Build Number 7 times. Enter your PIN. Developer Options is now unlocked. Open it, scroll to the Apps section, and find Background Check. What you see there will likely bother you. Apps you haven't touched in weeks, listed with timestamps showing exactly when they last ran on your processor. Turn off anything that has no clear reason to be running while you are not using it. And that's still not the data most people are giving away. The next setting involves information leaving your phone entirely. Your phone sends regular reports to Google. Usage patterns, app behavior, performance data. Google calls it improving Android. What it actually means is your phone is transmitting data on your battery and your cellular plan, on a schedule you never set, to a company whose core business is advertising intelligence. You are not required to fund that. Go to Settings, tap Google, tap the 3-dot menu, tap Usage and Diagnostics, and turn it off. The phone works exactly the same. One less data pipeline running in the background. But diagnostics are only part of the picture. What Android does with your behavior is far more valuable than simple performance reports. This one has been running longer than most people realize. Every app you open, every search you run, every purchase you make, your phone is building a behavioral profile from all of it and sharing that profile with advertising networks. Google calls it interest-based advertising. What it is, more precisely, is your private behavior being packaged and sold without anyone clearly explaining that at setup. Go to Settings, then Google, then Ads, and opt out of personalized advertising. You will still see ads. They simply will not be built from your personal behavioral history. One important note: if you clear your cache, this setting can reset silently. Check it again after any major cleanup. Now here's where things get strange. Even after disabling that, your phone may still be working to track where you are with surprising precision. Your phone already has GPS. It is accurate. And yet Android also runs Wi-Fi scanning and Bluetooth scanning in the background to further refine your location, continuously, whether you are navigating anywhere or not. Those extra scans keep your wireless radios active and drain your battery throughout the day. For most people, they add nothing meaningful. Go to Settings, then Location, find the Improve Accuracy section, and turn off both Wi-Fi scanning and Bluetooth scanning. Navigation still works, GPS still works. You have simply stopped 2 unnecessary background radio sweeps. But location tracking does not stop with where you are right now. The next setting is about where you've been, potentially for years. There is a record, linked to your Google account, potentially years old, logging every place your phone has registered your presence. Addresses, routes, stops. Google calls it location history, and it powers a feature that can show you a map of your movements on any given day in the past. Many people have never knowingly agreed to that being collected. Go to Settings, then Location, then Google Location History, and pause it. This does not erase what already exists. Clearing the historical record requires a separate step inside your Google account, but it stops new data from being added from this point forward. And while Google is collecting location data, your carrier may be collecting its own version at the same time. Your phone is quietly running diagnostics for your carrier. Signal strength, connection quality, network transitions, all being transmitted back to the carrier to help them analyze their own infrastructure. You are doing unpaid technical work for a company you already pay a monthly bill to, using your own battery and your own data to do it. Inside Settings, under Location, find Network Data Analytics. The label may differ slightly by device or carrier. Turn it off. Your service does not change. We're getting close to the most important setting in this entire video. But before that, there's one battery drain almost everyone overlooks. Every app on your phone can fetch new content in the background, refreshing, updating, preloading, whether you are using it or not. Each fetch draws on your cellular data and briefly activates your processor and network radio. Across dozens of apps, running all day, the drain adds up in ways that never appear as a single obvious cause. Go to Settings, then Apps, select an app, go to its mobile data settings, and restrict background data. Do this for every app that does not genuinely need to update in real time. Messaging and navigation can stay. Everything else should only access the network when you are actively using it. And now the permission I mentioned at the beginning, the one that changes the risk profile of your entire phone. This is the most important security setting on this list. Android allows apps to request permission to install other apps, software from outside the official store, unvetted, unreviewed. When an app holds this permission, it can pull in additional software using the trust you have already placed in it. The permission usually gets granted through a prompt you tapped past without reading. Go to Settings, then Apps, then Special Access, and find the section for installing apps from unknown sources. Review every app listed. Revoke this permission from anything that holds it. Unless you are deliberately sideloading software and understand what that means, no app on your phone should have this access. Lock it down and leave it locked. Every one of these settings was on when your phone arrived, not because they serve you, because they serve the manufacturers, carriers, advertisers, and platforms your device is connected to. The controls to change all of this have always been there. What was missing was knowing where to look and what you were actually looking at. Your battery, your data, your location, your behavior, all of it a little less exposed now. That is not a small thing. If this was useful, share it with someone who has an Android phone, because they are almost certainly running every one of these settings right now. Subscribe to Tech Reporter. This is what we do. We will see you in the next one.